Yeah, so here we are. We're up by Fort St. James, British Columbia. Now, didn't really get a good start on this one, but here we are, the hula girls out, and we've come from Carnwood and traveled up here to Fort St. James, and we're gonna go fishing today and see how it works out. I'll take my camera with me. Yeah, here we are, taking off, heading for Stuart Lake in British Columbia. Right now taking the cut across road from Tomahawk to Highway 22. Then we're heading to Jasper tonight and on to Fort St. James, British Columbia tomorrow. Well, see how we make out. Yeah, here we are coming into Jasper Park along the road again. But today, now we got something else hooked on behind here, and that's our boat and the rear view camera. Going out now. This is summer in Alberta finally, in August, and the sun is finally shining up in Jasper, and you can see the tops of the mountains. And that's something new, isn't it? There's somebody else's kids out there wandering around in the Athabasca River. The river's not very deep right there. It can't be very cold. Yeah, here we are. We made it to Jasper. There's the motorhome, but today we had to back this thing in, and oh boy, it gets really pretty long when you got that extra 25 feet of boat at the back of it there. Yeah, so we brought the boat with us, and we got company here. Claudine is here, saying hello. Hello, Claudine.
Hello.
There you are.
Great to be here, Lauren. It's good to see you guys again.
Yeah, and then we got the dogs with us, of course, and Debbie's here, and here we are, we're cooking. I gotta back this out a bit. Won't quite fit in here, all this stuff, but there it is. Looks like we're having ribs and vegetables done in, what do you call that damn thing? That's morning number 2, and the regular daily event is take these guys for a walk. Mostly they go and smell on stuff and pee. Yeah, here we are leaving Jasper, or leaving the campground, and this guy ahead of us, if you notice, his TV antenna is sticking way up. Yeah, so here's the mountains in Jasper, and that guy is still up there. We tried to warn him, but we couldn't catch up with him, and it's a long walk between motorhomes, I guess. But the mountains are clear today, and so is the sky. And it's a nice day for traveling. Might be in towards Prince George. Have to replace the batteries in the back part of the motorhome. They last about 20 minutes before they go dead these days. Now there's the Jasper tram line on that mountain there. And last time we were here, we went up that Jasper tram line, but don't you know, you couldn't see the top of it and you couldn't see the bottom from the top. But you can today. Yeah, so here's Moose Lake, and it's way up in the Rocky Mountains. One of these days we might stop here and do some fishing. Yeah, so here we are at Mount Robson, and Mount Robson is about as tall as it gets out in this part of the world. Tops out over 12,000 feet up there, and there's glaciers up there and all that kind of stuff like that. Pretty big mountain. The fork in the road. Now here, most often we take the fork to the left, goes across the Fraser River and then down into the Thompson River Valley. Now today we're going to take the fork to the right, and that follows the Fraser River up to Prince George, through a little town called McBride. Yeah, so here we are, coming into the town of McBride, British Columbia. We're going to just pass right through here. But I lived here for a summer in about 1975 with my pal Albert, and we looked after the community campsite and worked at the Ziedler lumber mill, working on what they call the green chain, which is where you stack all the lumber by hand. All the bad stuff comes out and you stack it by hand. It's about as low a point as you can get in a lumber mill. there you have it. A little bit bigger now than it was back then. Yeah, so there's about 200 kilometers of wilderness between McBride and Prince George, British Columbia. And the question from the other side of the motorhome is?
Are we there yet?
And the answer is no. So here's something interesting. These cedar trees along the edge of the road here are part of what they call an ancient forest up here. And there's lots of them. The big ones there, you'll see there's some of them are 1,000 years old, it says on the sign back there. Well, what do you think of that, eh? Yeah, here we come into Prince George, way out there across the river. That would be the Fraser River down there. Yeah, it's what we love to do all the time, is go right through downtown Prince George with the motorhome and boat on back. We won't hold up much traffic. Yeah, next stop is Vanderhoof. You're going down a pretty good hill to get into Vanderhoof here. And we'll get a couple of groceries, then we'll head up the road to Fort St. James. Yeah, so here we are. This is what camping in BC is like sometimes. You get the motorhome parked very close to the track. And away you go. It interrupts your sleep sometimes. So this up ahead of us here is destruction from the mountain pine beetle in the pine forest of British Columbia. Thousands and thousands of acres here that are all black. Looks like they're burned, but they aren't. They're all killed by the pine beetle. Here we are coming into Fort St. James, which is just across that bridge there. So we're going to go out this road here to Pitka Bay Resort, where we've got reservations for the night. We'll go and check Fort St. James out later. And this is, we're literally at the end of the road now.